Legacy Wealth Management was founded out of a desire to provide the best client service experience in the financial industry. After working for years in the traditional corporate investment world, the founders of Legacy Wealth Management knew that there was a better way. With so many companies pushing their clients to call centers and increasing account minimums, they wanted to deliver a client experience second to none. They believe in education, communication, and a deep commitment to a personal relationship with each client. Call Legacy Wealth Management today or go online to lynchburglegacy.com to improve the relationship with your finances. Legacy Wealth Management Group. It's more than a plan for your money, it's a plan for your life. I was about to say, that's not my intro.
Soundboard. Here we go.
Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
So at first I thought, Mike, you had actually gotten to Woody and been like, let's mess with Heather and change up the entire intro to the Talk Local to Me.
I had to reset the soundboard and it just kind of jumbled me up. But we're all set now.
Cool.
Today's show brought to you by technical difficulties.
Difficulties. But no, big thank you to Legacy Wealth Management again, our pre-roll sponsor for Talk Local to Me. We are excited to have them sponsoring us this month. And we've got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
We've got lots of guests. We've got events coming up. I thought we were going to have a new intro. So, I mean, there's lots of things.
Yeah. Speaking of intros, who are you?
Oh, yeah. Hi. Well, if you don't know me by now, I'm just kidding. No. Hey, so I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
Yep. And we are your hosts of Talk Local to Me. And, I think, Woody, how long have we been doing the show? A little over 2 years? We're going 3?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll tell you.
I mean,
I know we've done over 100 episodes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely over 100 episodes.
Yeah, going on 3 years.
Going on 3 years.
Wow.
It doesn't even feel like it.
No.
I think because it's so much fun to do. And I love talking with our guests and learning about our businesses in the area or the businesses that call in and things like that. So I just want to kind of feel out how long we've been doing this. And you've been hosting with me now for what?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is the ratings have been going straight up. So
okay. Well, anyway, cut his mic off.
So our first show, your first show of Talk Local to Me, right?
Yeah.
Was February 23rd of 2021.
Wow.
Look at that. Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah. And I it just keeps getting better every single episode, right?
Yeah.
So we, Mike jokingly was saying earlier last week we had our guests had they're both their names start with the letter M.
Right.
And this week we've got 2 that start with the letter W.
We do. So, we have Wanda and Will from Hill Valley Healthcare and the
regular
Summit.
Sesame Street over here, brought to you by the letter W.
It's W squared.
Yeah.
W squared. Yeah.
W squared.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump right in and talk with you guys about Hill Valley Healthcare. I want to make sure that you guys let people know like what that all entails and the different facilities that are part of that. And then we're going to get into events and different things you guys have going on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us on, guys. It's a pleasure.
Yes, it is.
So Hill Valley Healthcare, we are a boutique skilled nursing agency, and we came into the Lynchburg area at the end of 2021, at the end of the COVID pandemic. And you might know some of the names of our facilities. That's Oakwood, Summit, Fairmont, and the Guggenheimer. And now we have Tate Springs under our umbrella. That used to be the Heartland Skilled Nursing Facility.
Right.
Over by Centra.
Yeah.
And we purchased those from Centra at the end of 2021, and now they bear the Hill Valley brand. And so we are excited to have those as part of our family. We're really big in the Virginia market, and we're stretching all across the country. So we're purple and yellow, and we're here to make everybody happy and take care of the community. And our pride and mission statement is neighbors caring for neighbors.
Yeah, I love that.
We're all about bringing the community into our buildings and showing them how we're making things a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I know it's not about like the colors, like the color scheme, but I do love the purple and yellow. Let me just say, I think it stands out.
It's
Like,
different.
I know for us, and can I just give a really quick, big shout out to Hill Valley Healthcare and all of the facilities, because they are champion sponsors of the Central Virginia Business Coalition, which means they sponsor us in like all the different things we do. So one of the things I love though is like your logo pops really well on like stuff we put out, like the sponsor logos and flyers and things like that. So that's just my shout out to the purple and yellow.
It looks really good next to teal and turquoise.
Yeah.
So just saying.
I mean,
Visiting Angels logo.
Who doesn't love a heart for a logo?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a really cool.
Yeah.
So
it.
So anyway, I want a big appreciation though for that. Thank you for doing all that you do for us.
For supporting the community by doing that. So, helping with the events, like we recently did so Hill Valley and Visiting Angels, Oakwood in particular, partnered together to bring the health fair and disc golf tournament on. That was a big help. And the golf tournament was a huge success. So it had people coming out of the woods, literally. I'd never seen disc golf played. That was interesting.
Yeah.
My arm hurts just watching them. So, but I didn't know that, like in regular golf, you go into the woods and chase your ball, and like I think I saw more people trying to hit discs out of trees than I did throwing them. So,
well, we sold that event out again this year, and we even added more space for people to sign up, because I think last year we had 60 that registered, and this year we had right at 80, which was our max capacity. So it's surprising to me how big of a deal disc golf is. And I will warn you guys, please do not call them Frisbees. Please don't. I'm trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you out. Like, they are discs. It's disc golf. It is not Frisbee. It is not Frisbee golf. It is not, just playing Frisbee. Like, it's serious stuff.
It sounds like you learned that by saying the wrong thing.
Well, yes and no. I didn't say it to anyone that I shouldn't have. Like, I didn't get but my, the tournament director that we work with, he kind of clued me in. And then Autumn, our events director, one of their really good friends, he goes to tournaments all over the place. Yeah. And so she warned me as well. She was like, just don't call it a Frisbee.
And there were people that drove in from like Pittsburgh. There were people that were coming from Florida, like all to play disc golf in Bedford, Virginia. So
we did. Yeah.
Imagine that.
I think it's kind of crazy. So back to healthcare.
But yeah, so glad that Hill Valley and Oakwood and the Summit are all sponsors and part of the CVBC and supporting local.
Yes. So tell us a little bit. I know you mentioned the different facilities, but what kind of care? What are some of the things that Hill Valley focuses on? So if there's someone out there listening that is, maybe, looking for somewhere for like their elderly, their loved ones, things like that. Like, what are some of the things that you guys offer?
I am Wanda from the Summit Health and Rehab in Windhurst. I've been there going on 19 years, and we focus on physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy. We have respite care. We have hospice care, long-term care, a lot of activities. We have a beautiful facility located in Windhurst with a beautiful courtyard. Once you see our purple and yellow umbrellas in our courtyard, you're going to fall in love. It's absolutely stunning. I've always loved the Summit. I think we do a good job there. We love our residents there. We like to take care of them. We look forward to any family member that would like to give me a call and tour the facility. I enjoy doing tours there, explaining about our campus there. We're August 25th. Make sure you come out to our community event. It's for everyone. We're going to have all this foam party, which is a big rave now. We're going to have so much fun.
Yes, the foam guy.
Fun.
Oh, yes. And we're going to have all sorts of slides and games for the children. We're going to have food trucks, music. We're just going to have a really good time. We're going to reach out to the community to come on over, and I'll be there. I can give you tours of the facility. I can show you the wonderful teamwork. We got great nurses. We got great nurse practitioners. Just come on down and let us show you what we have, because you will love it.
So this would be a great day for the family to come out and the entire family, bring the kids and everything. There's going to be activities for them, and things like that. So, yeah, and I have a soft spot for the summit because my wife's grandmother actually stayed there before she passed away. So she had a couple stays in the hospital and went to a couple facilities. And I think the summit was our favorite that she was in, and the staff was all fantastic. The nurses were great. She felt comfortable there. It was really, they really took excellent care of her and worked with us very well, especially because this was during COVID. So, there were restrictions of how many people could come in and see her and things like that. But they always worked really hard to make sure that if she needed somebody there, that we could have someone there. They were fantastic to work with.
Yes, and we had beautiful views too.
Yes,
that's enlightening.
It is.
I think that the summit, like you were saying, is definitely a beautiful facility. And being over in Windhurst, like that's just a really nice area of, the Lynchburg Forest area. I know, I think it's actually like a Lynchburg zip code, but it's weird. But, I think that a lot of people don't realize that facilities such as the summit, the Guggenheimer, Oakwood Health and are no longer run through Centra. I think a lot of people still think they're like Centra facilities because they used to be many years ago. Because my grandmother was actually at Guggenheimer before COVID. And I think it's important for people to realize like they're now being run by Hill Valley, and like you guys have been in there making changes and working on different things, and it's kind of a whole new aspect to these facilities than what they used to be. Oh,
yes. We have great employee perks. We enjoy Hill Valley. They're really good to employees. They're very, very, very good. They treat them very well.
That's good.
It is. And Centra did a really amazing job with these buildings.
Right.
And that's, they're our biggest strategic partner and our biggest referral source. So I want to throw that out there. We love Centra.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I think that something that has changed a lot with these buildings and nationwide is that they were locked away from the community during COVID. Nobody could go see their family. Nobody could. You still drive by some of these communities and there's numbers on the windows where people had to go see their family members through
the window,
through the glass.
Yeah.
And that's how they found their family member, was through the numbers that identified them on the outside. And so a lot of the communities have forgotten what it's like on the inside of these buildings. They used to be a part of the community, and families would go see their family members on a regular basis. And they've kind of become a forgotten place. And so part of what we're really striving to do right now is reincorporate these communities back into the community that they exist in.
Right.
So our big mission right now is, like what we're doing with the summit, is creating these big community fairs, these big events.
Yeah.
And that's what's been so great about joining the CVABC, is that you guys gave us this giant community calendar that we just kind of got to step into. But that also allowed us to invite the community into the building, whether it be through the activity calendar that you have, whether it be through Battle of the Bands, that we can go out there and say, hey, we're here, and then come see us at our facility, or likewise syncing up our own activity calendars with you guys. So it is all about community awareness and being able to say, hey, we're still here regardless of whether or not we're the same company or a new company. We still have the same name on the front doors, and we're still the same neighbors caring for neighbors. And we really want to invite the community back in. And we want, what makes the residents happiest is when the kids come in and hang their art on the walls, or when the local musicians come in and play, or when the pastors come in and give a sermon. Like, it is all about, these people didn't leave their community just when they moved into the building.
Right.
So we really want everyone to come back in and
still want to have that connection with the quote unquote outside world, and invite them in and know that they're welcome. So if somebody wanted to, let's say that there's a church group or something like that wanted to bring a choir and sing some hymns with some people or something like that, who would they reach out to for to kind of inquire about that and set that up?
Wanda?
Each facility has an activity department.
Okay.
So they could just call the main number of the building, and we would patch them through to the activity department. We have an activities director, and they could line it up through her.
Okay.
And she'll put them on the calendar, because we love music. If any musical groups are out there, the Summit's waiting for you to come and perform. The Summit Health and Rehab.
Sounds good.
Write that down on your calendar, guys.
Right.
Can I just say, when I was younger, and Mike, I don't know if you got wrapped into this, but I don't remember you going with
Probably
us,
not.
Probably not. But I remember when I was younger, I used to live over in the Peaksview Park area. My family actually still does. But we would, at Christmas time, the entire block we would practice for weeks, and the kids all dressed up in different, like I was like I think one year I was an elf, one year I was an angel, but we went to most of I know the Guggenheimer, we went to a couple of different facilities, and we would Christmas carol through the facility. And I'm telling you, like, it was one of my favorite things to do, but you could also just see the joy that was brought to the residents that could sit there. And, because that's the thing too, I want to point out is that going to these facilities, I think people look at it as like scary or lonely, and it's not. Like, you guys do so many things that involve these, the residents there to help them make friends with other people or to keep them active and to keep them going. And doing things like that is just, it's fun for the participants as much as it is the residents. I loved it. And for someone who has two parents, like we joke with them all the time that we're going to just put them somewhere, but like they're both at home. But my mother has multiple sclerosis. She can't really get out. She can't drive. My dad now has some health issues and they don't really go out anywhere. And like, we jokingly say we're going to put you somewhere, but sometimes honestly, I think it might be what's best for them, because then they're not just sitting at home and they're, just looking at each other all day.
Like
social
they can interaction,
do things. And I think that's so cool that y'all have all this stuff. And people and families coming out to these community days can see that and see how awesome it is and want to put their loved ones there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Bingo is always a good hit.
It is not your grandma's nursing home anymore.
Wait a minute. You do bingo?
Oh, yeah.
Can I just come to play bingo?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
we'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you.
So I am a bingo fanatic. Everyone in my family
She may have been banned
hates
from
it.
a few bingo places because she gets a little enthusiastic.
I do. Well, I still to this day have an issue. We won, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I'll talk to it. That's completely off topic. And Autumn, if she's listening, knows what I'm talking about. So anyway, I love bingo though.
Yeah. So anyway, but so Sheena and I used to work with a youth group a couple years ago, and they actually made blankets and took to some facilities, and just seeing their faces light up when we would take these things, these little gifts in that were, not expensive things. Like we had different people in the church just go and, the little $3 blankets from Walmart, the little flannel ones. We bought a bunch of those and took them, and, we had the kids deliver them, and they would sing a little song, like a Christmas carol, and then they would give them a gift, and to see their faces light up, just knowing that this isn't like a family member or somebody they even know, but it's just somebody in the community that thought about them and brought them a gift, like that makes a lot of difference. So I'm glad that y'all are interested in being involved with the community, inviting them in, especially after we got so used to first, those couple of years of COVID where, you can't cross the threshold really. You can go stand outside and you can visit, things like that. But encouraging the community, not just to, hey, you can come visit your loved ones, but come in and spread some joy in the facility. So that's a good thing.
Love it.
Yep. And now that, for a lot of people, if they're not aware, the restrictions for employment as far as the federal mandates and whatnot, a lot of those things have changed. And they've, a lot of the requirements for what are needed to be employed in a nursing home are a little more relaxed now.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in the nursing field are coming back to work.
Right.
That had not been employed before. A lot of people had stepped back out of the industry.
Right.
And we are really working towards removing agency nursing and CNAs, which brings a lot more of the consistency back towards the care of the residents.
Yeah.
So I was a travel nurse before. That's how I ended up in Virginia.
Yeah.
And with that comes, you don't have the same nurse all the time. You don't have the same CNA all the time.
Right.
And Hill Valley is really dedicated to making sure that we are back to having the same or as much staff as possible, so that you know that your family member is going to have the same nurses, the same CNAs all the time. So we have tomorrow a big regional hiring event at Tate Springs at 2200 Landover Place. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we are hiring RNs, LPNs, CNAs, and a few other positions for all of our facilities in the Lynchburg area. So that's for Tate Springs, Fairmont Crossings, and Amherst, Oakwood, and Bedford, Summit, and Guggenheimer. Please bring your resume.
Okay, and so I'm just making sure I understand you correctly. So the hiring event at Tate Springs is actually for all of the facilities. So if you live in Bedford and you want to work at Oakwood, take a little trip into Lynchburg and you can apply there. It's you're doing interviews pretty quickly there, or
on the spot.
On the spot interviews.
On the spot, that's great.
You can still apply at Bedford or at Oakwood if you want.
Right. But if you are
It's a big party at Tate Springs tomorrow.
That's right. So, but if you're enthusiastic about wanting to get back into the nursing field and want to work in a facility, then, you can go to Tate Springs tomorrow and you can kind of explore your options. And maybe you might think you want to work at Oakwood, but maybe the Summit, working with Wanda would be a lot more, I'm not going to say more fun than Oakwood, but
make it so much
but Wanda is a blast. She's one of my favorites.
To make it fun, yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's fantastic. So, and that, on Landover Place, that's over by where the Holy Cross School used to be, where they just started tearing all the trees down and everything to build a new central facility there. So if you're not sure where that is, it's over by the General Hospital, kind of in that area off Langhorne Road. Nice and easy to find. So, but a great thing that you're having tomorrow.
Yes, we're excited. Please come out and see us.
So let me ask you, for someone who's listening in today, and they're like, I want to learn more about, whether it's respite care or hospice or health and rehab, what is the best way for them can they visit all the different facilities? Should they call you guys and schedule those appointments? And if so, like, how do they do that? What is the best way for them to get in contact with you guys and get stuff set up?
Well, most people just call the main number that's on the website and they patch it through to the admissions coordinators. What we do is set up a time for you to come in. And some people, when they want to get off from work at 5, they'll say, "Can you stay over?" I said, "Sure." So, whatever time they can make it in is fine with me. If they want to come in on a weekend, I make sure that I make myself available to give them a tour. So you just call the main number at each facility and they'll patch you through to the admissions coordinator and they'll set up a tour for you. And at the Summit, I know I try to make myself as readily available as I can, even on weekends.
Yeah, that's excellent.
So all y'all come on down to the Summit Health and Rehab and I'll show you around. You will not be disappointed.
Wanda, what's the number at Summit?
You can call my number. It's 455-0683 directly to me.
Perfect. And then don't forget, we have a community day. I just want to throw that back out there again.
Oh, yes.
August 25th.
August 25th. Make sure you bring your family. We're going to have food trucks, and that foam party is going to be really exciting for the kids.
Yeah. I may just come in just to run through the foam pit.
Oh,
yeah.
You can have bingo. I'll play bingo. Y'all be like, "Where's Heather?" in the bingo, playing bingo in the foam pit. Let's do it.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
That would be fabulous. That's what I want to do.
At the car wash.
That's right. Yes.
So,
You got to play that song while people are in there. That would be great.
And that with that event especially, so I always encourage people with Visiting Angels, like, always talk to providers before you need them and things like this. So if you think that, a lot of times people go from the hospital to the facility. So, if you're getting up in age a little bit like I am and you're like, one day I may have to use one of these facilities, it's always good to kind of get a little information ahead of time. They've got lots of brochures and things that you can get on their facilities. So events like this are a great way to do that without feeling like, you're kind of wishing it into existence that you're going to have to go to the hospital and to a facility like this. But if it's going to, everybody's going to need one at some point. So it's good to even if you just get to kind of know where it is and how to get in and things like that. Or if you've got a loved one that you think may have to be at one of these facilities, it's great to kind of build that relationship ahead of time.
It is. And I think what the one misconception is that there's two things that go on at these places. One is rehab, and that's short term. You're there for 2 or 3 weeks, and one is long-term care. So if you know that you're going to have a hip replacement at some time or a knee replacement, or there's a possibility that you're going to have some kind of surgery where you're going to have to go for rehab and you're going to need a short-term stay, you want to have that figured out. You don't want to be at that 3-day hospital stay and having to make a panic decision of, oh my gosh, where am I going to go? And you haven't visited one of these places and you end up somewhere where, I really wish I wouldn't have ended up here, but I didn't know where to pick when they gave me that list at the hospital.
Right.
So if you're at a certain age, you've got Medicare or Medicare replacement plan, if you've got some free time to stop by somewhere when you're driving by one day, go meet Wanda, go to the Guggenheim or any one of these, one of our buildings, and just see what it's like, what the rehab department looks like, and know that we've got great rehab everywhere and that you've got the facility that you feel safe at that is close to your home or close to where your family is. And that so 2 years from now, 5 years from now, or next week, when that hip replacement or knee replacement happens, you've already got that figured out and you're not making a panic decision.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll just mention this, and again, I kind of to state what Mike and Will, you both said, like, it doesn't mean you're old. Like you don't have to be like your 80s, 90s to go have
we've
health
got
rehab.
30-year-olds
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
My mom just accidentally fell and broke her leg. And then they were like, she's got to have rehab. And that was something that was just like a snap thing. It wasn't something we were planning for. And they gave us this list. And some of them were like even out of our area. Like they were trying to send her to Farmville or Charlottesville or different things too. And we were trying to pick like what's going to be the best thing. And at the time, we kind of fell into that trap. We didn't really know, and we weren't really sure where to send her. And so, yes, do your homework. School's never out, friends. Let me just say, you get older, you graduate, but it's never out. You still got to do homework on other things,
Absolutely.
stuff like this.
Yeah,
So,
planning ahead is always good.
yeah. So
Yeah,
very good.
yeah, excellent. So
Well, thank you guys both for joining us today and talking more. And please stay on. We've got Vicki coming up as well, but we can always chime in. Always like we're focusing on healthcare and great stuff today. So it's a really good.
I do want to ask you both the question that we ask all our guests.
Oh, yeah.
And that is, and you've kind of already touched on it, so you may just dig into that a little more. But how long have you been part of the CVABC, and what is your favorite thing about it?
It was like the first thing I did when I took the job as director of business development, like month one. I think I want to say it was like April, because it was when I looked at all of the different things that Hill Valley in this region could do to make, as a robust package of things to get involved with for 5 buildings all at once, everything everywhere all at once. Great movie, by the way, if you haven't
Oh,
seen
yes.
it.
Good one.
It was, you guys just presented a package, especially at the championship level. Champion?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
That allowed all of my buildings to participate in something with a lot of consistency, where we could all participate at one time, and it didn't require a lot of pre-planning. It was like, we all can show up at one place at one time with one table, with one tent, and it was all just kind of prepared for us.
Right.
I had a book, the resource book that was there for me. I knew where I needed to be at what time and how and when and why. It was kind of like I just had I don't want to say an event planning resource.
Right.
Kind of. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I had an event planner. I had a personal assistant. I had a PR agency, all kind of wrapped up into one.
A one-stop shop.
A one-stop
go.
shop.
Yeah.
So it really, otherwise I would have had to have done all of that stuff on my own
For 5 different facilities.
Correct.
And gone through the process 5 times. But with coming into the CVABC, you were able to do it and kind of go like, well, hey, we can plug into all these activities. And, one of them might be in Bedford, so it might be a better fit for Oakwood or the Summit. One may be in like Amherst, so like Fairmount Crossing, it would be good for them. Different things like that, as well as, and I'm talking for you a little bit here, sorry. But
see, and you're even doing that for me. So
right.
it's like,
So, yeah.
But even
I'm just going to go home and go back to bed.
right. Even a lot of, so I know for myself, like when I first joined, there wasn't a lot of healthcare in here, but in the CVABC, but now there is. So you make a lot of connections that way too, and get to learn people from other facilities and things like that as well.
Mhm.
So,
And I think actually something I was telling someone at my corporate offices recently when they were talking about, they actually asked me why I thought this was beneficial, because they asked if our level of corporate was a little too big. And I said no, and that was because the people that we do business with specifically are small businesses.
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Our referral sources are small businesses, especially in the Lynchburg area. Like if you go to a bigger city and you look at the home health agencies, or you look at the hospice agencies, or you look at even Lynchburg is such a unique market, and that almost everything is small business.
Right.
And really everywhere else. I've lived in New York City. I've lived in Miami. I've lived in Orlando. Most of those places have larger businesses, bigger corporations, and then just a few small businesses. And
Right.
here, you really don't have the bigger businesses.
That's
Right.
And if you do, they're either out of Roanoke or Charlottesville or Richmond, and then they just have like a trickle effect over here. And the people that we do business with are small businesses.
Mhm.
So it does make sense to belong to larger organizations, but I do business with Visiting Angels. I do business with
Yeah.
First Dominion. I do business with The Key. I do business with Centra. Yeah, Centra's a big hospital,
Right.
but it's the only hospital here.
Right.
Mhm.
So it on a
And they're also a CVABC member.
they are.
Yeah.
So It just from a Lynchburg or regional perspective, it makes sense for us to work with the CVABC even at a top tier level, because everyone, literally everyone we do business with is a small business, and we take care of the people that are doing small business.
Yeah.
Those are our neighbors.
Yeah, and I think that's a big misconception of the CVABC is that we don't work with large business, and we most certainly can. But our niche is the small business owners. But it is important for some of those larger regional companies to work with us, not just to reach the small businesses, but then you also look at what's the rest of your business. It's community,
Yeah.
and so. Again, I say if you want to be a part of your local chamber of commerce, you should, because, chambers of commerce do some things that we don't. They do things that, that are similar. But I do feel like we have more of a community focus when you're looking at just people coming out to events that we put on, or the small business functions that we do. And I think that's kind of where that, I can kind of see where they were asking you that. And that's where that kind of misconception is sometimes with business owners, where they think like, oh, well, I probably should just do the chamber because the CVABC has smaller business. Well, do both, because
I find there's a lot of benefit from joining more than one organization.
Yeah.
And there you meet different people and things like that, but it's great because they do offer different things.
Yeah.
The CVABC is very unique in what they offer and the community events that they have.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that the chambers and alliance and things like that aren't worth it too.
It's kind of like you've got home builders associations. You got the Lynchburg Realtor
Senior Networking Group.
There's
yesterday.
tons of places. So there's somewhere for everyone. Everyone can fit in everywhere. It's like a puzzle piece, and you just kind of have to.
You got to match all the pieces up so you get a full picture.
But anyway.
Exactly.
That's my wisdom of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we are going to, and actually I'm going to have, because you were talking about community events, and while we're getting Vicki in here to chat with her, I want to bring up our Battle of the Bands event that's coming up.
Saturday,
guys. It's so close. A couple of days away. Bedford Battle of the Bands. It is happening at Liberty Lake Park here in Bedford this Saturday from 5 to 9. And first thing I'll mention is it's free admission. Free. Yes, I said it. So you can come out and join us. And we've got 4 bands that are going to be playing.
Yep. There's a
car show. There's Cruise In. We've had a lot of people asking about the bands, and we're putting all that info up today. So just to kind of give you a quick rundown, we do have a band coming from Tennessee. It is a jazz band called The Funky Truth, which, I mean, that just sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
Then we have a local band here called Blackwater. They do country music. Cool. Then we have a band called Time Check, which is made up of Liberty High School students. They've created a band, and I think they're sort of a rock alternative group.
Sounds right up my alley.
And then, our last band was called MC and Company, and I think they just changed their name yesterday to Big Matt and something. I gotta find it, but it was MC and Company. They're a local band. They also do a little bit of country rock. So it's a good amount, like different selection. Genres.
Yeah.
Yes. I've said it before. I try to kind of not do the heavy metal, like where people are like yelling and stuff, but like, to each their own. People like that.
We'll take it personal.
So, but yeah. So we have food trucks. We've got Porterhouse Catering coming. We've got Dirty Water Dogs.
There's a lemonade stand. I saw two kids doing a lemonade stand. I'm going to talk
about this lemonade stand for one quick second. So it's called Bros and Sis Fresh Squeeze Lemonade. And it is a trio of siblings that live right here in Bedford. And they started a lemonade stand. At one point, they were starting it to raise money for the little girl was doing some pageants around the area. Yeah. But then I think one of the other siblings has some medical issues. So they're continuing to raise money. And it's these kids are doing it all on their own.
Yeah, and I just saw they got approved by the
Department of Health.
So that they can be a legitimate business.
They can legitimately be at events. They had they've gotten a trailer that they're in the process of fixing up to actually make their own little trailer. So
look at that.
I'm really excited to have them there. They're going to have a booth doing fresh squeezed lemonade.
A new definition of small business because they are small people.
And that is why But that is why I feel like they're such a good fit for us. Entrepreneurs, little kids. I love it.
Yeah.
Holy Heaven Cookie Company is going to be there, of course, with their stuffed cookies that I do not want to eat, but I'm probably going to.
I'll eat one for you.
And And I think I mentioned Watts Poppin' and Chillin', but if I didn't,
You didn't, but
they have
Watts
kettle
Poppin' and Chillin', kettle corn, and
nachos, Italian ice. So something for everyone. A big thank you to Custom Embroidery, our sponsor for that event.
I
And
saw Melissa yesterday. She was excited.
yes, you can bring your lawn chairs, bring blankets.
You can come meet the world famous podcast host of Talk Local to Me.
That's correct. We will be there.
You can also go vote for us in Lynchburg Living, just saying.
That's correct too. And we will have a People's Choice winner, and we have some just different things that'll be there for sale. So we do ask, we don't charge admission, but we do ask you spend money with the vendors, buy food there. You cannot bring coolers or tents. And please let me just state this: if you go into the fenced-in area to get a beer from the beer truck,
You have to keep it in there.
you have to stay in the fenced-in area. I don't care if your chair is set up under the trees on the hill where it's nice and cool.
We have to follow the ABC
I have
regulations.
to follow the guidelines, friends. So
Yep,
please,
but there will be alcohol
help
available
us
for sale, so that
help
is important.
you. That is important. So anyway, huge event. Hill Valley, they're going to be there, like I said, with a booth. So we're excited
Awesome.
to have you guys there. We've
Where
got
am I going to be?
Battle of the Bands. Are you coming? He's like, where am I going to be? I love it.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So we do have some sponsors there. We have a few crafters. We do have a jumping tent, like a bounce house. It is family friendly. We get little kids activity area. So join us this Saturday. Put it on your calendar. And then for September, put on your calendar September 8th. We will have our second annual car show. We just held one last week. Huge turnout in downtown Bedford. We actually had a guy drive all the way from Florida to show his car in the car show.
Wow.
Okay. So, and then Centerfest in Bedford, September 23rd. And we'll start talking more about that in the next week or so. But if you're looking for a booth for that event, it closes Friday.
So get those applications in.
Yes. So lots of things coming up and lots of things to talk about with Miss Vicki over here. And I think some of you guys will recognize Vicki. She has been on the show with me 2 times. At least 2 times. And she's from the Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living. And welcome back.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I have to ask, how's your son? I'm going to ask you.
I knew you were going to ask me about. He did a cross country thing.
Okay.
Him and 2 other gentlemen, young boys from Michigan, they met in Ohio, and they went from Ohio to L.A. They were in L.A. for 3 days. They were in Vegas for 4.
Wow.
They did a lot of open mic nights.
Okay.
They had a lot of popularity, but I have to say one thing. Grover.
I was going to ask, did Grover make appearances?
Went along. He had his stuffed Grover up on the dashboard of his car. They drove. They did this cross country gig. They drove. They went to Denver. They went to Salt Lake City. I can't even go of all the places they went.
I need to have him send us a picture of Grover going so that we can put it up and just say that Grover's going cross country.
Yeah.
He was sending me a picture of these mountains in the distance. And I said, wait a minute. What is that in the window? It was Grover.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
I love it.
Grover is the world's most traveled otter.
He really is.
He really is. He gets a lot of miles on that otter.
But Grover's going back to the river because I got one of your stickers and I kayak on the river. So he's going on my kayak.
Oh, perfect.
Very cool. So you have some upcoming things happening that we want to talk about today.
We have so much going on.
So let's get into it.
The main thing that we're doing right now is a program called Farm Market Fresh.
Okay.
And that is a partnership that we get into every year with local community markets to provide fresh fruits and vegetables for adults 60 and over on low or fixed incomes. And this is an honor system approval. They fill out a little form, name, address, birth date, phone. That's it. How many in your household, your income. Sign it, and we give you a booklet. And it has 10 $5 coupons in it. It's $50.
Okay.
And we have 6 participating farmers at the Lynchburg Community Market. We have 2 participating farmers at the Forest Farmers Market.
Okay.
All they do is take their coupons and they use them like money. And
Love
they get
it.
the November
look at that.
18th. We do have coupons left. We have about 100 books. We got 700. We're down to the last 100.
Okay.
And it's great. I mean, it's no strings attached. No one's going to call them, visit them, do anything to them. Their name is only put in for tracking purposes because that on that booklet, on the application, we have to put these numbers on, and that's how they track us for redemption.
Okay.
Right now, I am so happy to say, little old Lynchburg, Virginia, CVA Seal, and all its surrounding communities, we are number 2 in the state for redemption. We're beating out places like Tidewater,
Wow.
Southwest Virginia. These things are being scooped up and used. And like I said, we've got some left, and we would love for people
That's
to
a great
contact
resource.
us and get them.
So anyone can get these
60 and over.
60 and over. Okay, great. My
You
dad
got-
qualifies.
You got 2 more years left, Heather.
I call it
2 years before you
2
qualify.
years. Yeah. No, but I do love that because my parents qualify. So so I can't I purchase one for my parents, or do they have to physically
There's no
do it?
purchase.
Oh,
You
no,
just
purchase.
fill
They
out-
have to fill the
You
form.
just fill out the form.
Okay, I'm going to help them do that.
And we've had children do it for their family.
Okay.
We have people that we will send the form to in the mail. They'll say, well, I don't have any way to come get it. We deliver it. We hand deliver it. We don't do anything with the U.S. mail. It's a little hinky trying to get stuff with the mail.
Yeah.
Because if that coupon booklet gets lost, we can't give another one.
Right.
So we
Gotcha.
prefer to hand deliver them. I've delivered them. The drivers have delivered them. They pick them up from us at the community market on Saturdays. I have been at the Lynchburg Community Market every Saturday except for one since June 3rd, giving these out.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I
Well,
just
thank you for
love
doing
that
that.
though.
That's
I think that's a great
Yeah.
gosh, it's a great benefit
Yeah.
for those over 60 that kind of like I was saying, they either stay at home. Some people do like the click list and whatnot, whatever. But this is healthy, fresh food. And that's what, you want them to be getting.
Well, it battles two things. It not only battles food isolation, it battles social isolation because they're coming to the market. They're going to sit by the fountain, or they're going to get a coffee, or they're going to walk inside and look at the items inside because my farmers are outside.
Mhm.
So they can go inside to the bakery. They can go outside to where some of the jewelry sellers are, or the lady that makes crafts.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get them out
Mhm.
because once you get to a market, you're going to look at everything.
Yes. Yes. What's the bakery there that you like? What is
Father's something bakery.
Fathers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to say they're not a CVABC member, but I'm working on it. But they have the best donuts out of anyone in town.
Yeah.
And if somebody thinks that I missed somewhere, my office is 2900 Old Forest Road. Just drop the donuts off, and I'll be glad to correct my statement on air if somebody brings me donuts that are better. But their donuts are amazing.
Yeah. And you can also check out our Remember Their Wellness for Life, though, with their smoothies they have
Yeah.
there. And they're
And Holy Heaven Cookie.
yeah, well, yes. Although I'm not, again, that's not the healthiest stuff, but you got to get a cookie.
Sometimes you eat healthy, sometimes you eat happy.
I like that saying. I'm going to use that from now on.
I'm going to find a way to justify Melissa's cookies. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I saw she's like an oatmeal cream one now, so that just makes me happy.
Oatmeal, that's healthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right. So, so that's definitely something. If somebody wants to contact you and fill out that information, maybe they can't get to the market. What's the best way for them to do that?
They would call the office at 434-385-9070 and just tell the receptionist you want to do the farm market program. And we
Okay.
take it from there.
Okay.
Super simple.
All right. Perfect.
Mhm.
So now you also have some other stuff going on.
We are setting up vaccine clinics.
Is vaccine? Yes.
Yes, we got in. We are under U.S. Aging, and they did a grant this year, and we decided to participate in it to provide vaccines to anyone. This
Okay.
is just not limited to 60 and older.
Okay.
This is for anyone. We are in the process of doing these clinics are going to start in mid-September. We had some set up earlier, but with the new strain of COVID that's going about, the vaccine that's out now won't battle it. They got a new vaccine coming out
Okay.
they say by second week of September.
Where have I been? How did I not know that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a new strain coming out of Europe, and it's powerful. And any vaccine booster they have right now will not combat this one.
Okay. All right.
So we got put on hold on the COVID shots. But we not only at these clinics that we're going to do COVID boosters. We're going to do flu.
Okay.
We're going to do shingles, the RSV. We want to do that. We want to do them all. These will be free because we're under a grant. We are working with the Virginia Department of Health, and we're hoping to bring in UVA.
Okay.
Our social service director today is in a meeting trying to get them on board to come into Lynchburg and do these.
All right, great. That was actually going to be my next question. What type of vaccines were y'all? Now, are you doing any for like? I would even ask for like maybe the younger like. What are some of the things? I know flu and pneumonia, but like HPV or any of those things that like some of the younger
we're
one.
not.
Okay,
That one we're
okay.
not. That is kind of a restricted thing right
Okay.
there. It's not one that you do out in the public in
Gotcha.
an open arena.
Okay.
But the
This
others,
is why I rely on you health professionals to tell me.
the others
to
we
do.
will cover with pleasure. We have a few clinics set up. I did this morning get a contact from Joseph Dream, which is a community here in Bedford. She's going to be having a fall festival, and she wants to set up a vaccine clinic up there that day.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, so we're excited about that.
That actually wouldn't be a bad thing to maybe look at for even Centerfest or something like that, to have that offered to the community here, because there's so many people that come through. So we have to chit chat about that.
That might be one you want to look into for them.
Very cool. So before, and I know, like I said, I've had you on the show before. So people that may have tuned in to past episodes, they know what you guys do, but we may have some new listeners. So kind of tell us a little bit to an overview of what the Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living does.
We are actually your area agency on aging. We cover Lynchburg and all the surrounding counties. We service any county that touches Lynchburg to its border. We offer complete wraparound services. You have a lot of agencies in the area. They're great. They send us referrals constantly, and we love them. We all work together. But we are your wraparound services. To coin a phrase y'all used earlier, we're a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own social services department. We have our own nurse on staff. We have our own counselors for options of things that people may be going through. We have a transportation department. We actually have 2 transportation departments. We have one that's Dial-A-Ride, and then we have what we call New Freedom. Dial-A-Ride is for 60 and over to non-emergency medical appointments. New Freedom is 59 and younger on disability that may not have the ability to get the companies in the area.
Right.
They're on a different type of Medicare, so we can provide their transportation to non-emergency medical.
And we've had clients that have used that in the past because they've had trouble getting from appointments and things like that. And they may have an appointment a day that we're not coming to provide services or something like that. So I know that has been a very popular thing to be able to help them to get to those non-emergency medical appointments that are essential. The maintenance is very important for our bodies, and those appointments, if you miss those, sometimes you end up with a bigger emergency. So I love that program.
Especially if you're in dialysis.
Yeah.
Dialysis is our biggest client base.
Yeah.
Our drivers run 3 days a week to dialysis. We're trying to work in a Saturday time for them because now a lot of people are going on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We have some people that get dialysis in Lynchburg that may live in Alta Vista.
Oh, yeah.
They may live, you don't get to choose where you want to go to dialysis. Yeah. They choose for you.
Right.
And we have to get them there. And these are individuals that if they didn't have us, they wouldn't go.
Right.
And they would die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, for people that are looking for services like this, and and this is something, Will, I meant to ask you guys as well, so you can both even chime in on this. Funding for that, like, do y'all offer insurance? Like, if people are looking to go into there, is it kind of like, do they have Medicaid, Medicare? Is it just patient pay? Like, how do those sort of things work with like the health and rehab area, and then again with you guys with Bedford Ride and stuff? So I'll just throw it at Will real quick. Do you have?
I'm free.
You're free?
Free.
Okay.
Free.
You're free. Okay.
Yep,
I like
we're free.
free. Free's cool.
All our meals are free. The majority of our rides are free. It's very rarely that someone has to use the fee-for-service side of it because they don't have the income. But we don't look at income in our agency. It's need.
Gotcha.
Sure. Yeah. And when you're with us, if Medicaid, if you're long-term care.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. I just like to throw that out there because I know some people have that question with different like things like that. And I think people have like long-term care insurance and stuff like that. So I wasn't quite sure how that all plays out again in like the health field.
And insurance can be so funny about what it will pay for and what it won't pay for, because it won't pay for services like personal care services from like Visiting Angels, but it'll pay for home health, physical therapy, occupational therapy at home and in facilities and things like that. So it's part of the planning ahead is also checking with your insurance and see like if you have to go into a facility, how much out-of-pocket cost are you going to have, or things like that, so that you can also plan financially for that, because that's just as important as planning kind of mentally of where you're going to go.
And that's why your services, like you said, are kind of wraparound services. So it kind of helps fill those holes and those gaps when they may need something that they can't afford to do. Like you were talking about with transportation and things like that. So, and you guys, I know y'all rely on grant funding and things like that to help you. But how can listeners help? Like what are ways listeners can help you guys with different areas?
Well, of course, they can always donate money.
Yes.
But we provide Insure. and pet food to our clients that have pets.
Okay.
We've got into the Anna Meals program because we found that our clients were sharing their meals that we delivered to them. We deliver 300 meals a day, 3 days a week. To some people, they get 5 meals a day, but the average is 3 days a week, 300 meals a day in the area. Anna Meals is a huge area for the pet food. People will bring us 40-pound bags of dog food. Yeah, we'll take it. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Insure. We provide free insure to our clients. All they have to do to get it is have their doctor send us a prescription. He faxes it to us. They get insure once a month. Insure is expensive. And people will bring us boxes of insure.
Okay.
So if somebody wanted to donate, insure, or I love the pet program too, and I just learned about that a couple of months ago, and that's also a great thing because we have a lot of seniors that a lot of our clients have pets, and a lot of times they're older pets because they've had them a long time, and they're more worried about their pet's health than they are their own. So if somebody wanted to donate dog food or insure or something like that to the CVACL, how could they get that to you?
They would bring it by our office at 501 12th Street, downtown Lynchburg. We're on the corner of 12th and Madison. The easiest way to find us is we're right across from the Boys and Girls Club.
Perfect.
We take up one whole block. They take up the other side, the whole block. With our big buildings.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
So let's see how many of our listeners who love their pets or they're the seniors in their lives. Let's see if you drop something off with the CVACL and you make a donation to them. Just let them know that you heard about it through this podcast. And if we get so many people, I think I'm going to go get some dog food and some insure and go drop it off. I think that's a great thing.
And I'll mention our community giving fair that we host in September. At the end of September, it's our coffee talk for September at Legacy. That's where we have all of our nonprofits can come out and have a free booth, a free table at that. So that's something that if you're listening and you just come to coffee talk, bring something like that, because we divvy up any of our donations at that event to the different nonprofits that are there that need the specific items. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect.
And that nonprofit fair, is that open to the public?
It is open to the public. Yeah. So
it's a great way to come learn about some nonprofits.
Because it's from 8 to noon. 8 to 10 is coffee talk. But of course, the public can come to that as well and meet with business owners. But then it goes on for another hour or so after, just so that we can encourage more people to come and stay and bring items. So, cool.
And do it for everyone, not just me.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all out here trying to serve our older adults, our families, our children. But the older adults is the most vulnerable population in this country today. They are scammed on a regular basis every day. They fall for it because they're lonely and someone calls them up and it's going to be nice to them on the phone. Then they call them the next day and they're nice to them on the phone. They think they've got a friend.
Right.
Next thing you know, my agency is getting a phone call saying, I've been scammed out of $30,000.
Right. Yeah.
Because they were nice to me. They talked to me.
Right.
Yep.
They are so vulnerable.
Yeah. And they are a lot of seniors in our community are starved for socialization.
Yes.
So they don't get any interaction they want. So I actually went to talk to somebody about care this morning. And by the way, one of your meals was dropped off this morning. I was like, oh, look at that. So it was appropriate that I was going to see you today and all that. But they had to take all the phones out of the house and they just have cell phones and they keep them out of sight of her because somebody would call her and be like, oh, you need a back brace or you need this. And they had random things showing up at the front door and then they get an invoice for it. And she was like, where did this come from? And she's like, oh, some nice guy called me and said I needed it. So, that's a very, very real thing. So
we are constantly getting a new scam, constantly.
Yeah.
It's every day.
So we're going to cut really quick to our second sponsor, our post-roll sponsor, and then we're going to come.
Hill Valley facility.
Which is Hill Valley. And we will be right back because I'm going to let Mike ask Vicki his question of the day, and then we will talk a little bit about our last upcoming event.
Are you or a loved one looking for top-notch care and support in Bedford, Virginia? Look no further than Oakwood Health and Rehab, where compassionate care meets excellence in rehabilitation. At Oakwood Health and Rehab, we understand that each individual's journey to recovery is unique. That's why we offer personalized care plans tailored to your specific needs. Our team of experienced and dedicated healthcare professionals are here to provide round-the-clock care and support, ensuring your comfort and well-being every step of the way. Our state-of-the-art facility is designed to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere, making you feel right at home. Our cozy rooms, beautiful gardens, and engaging common areas provide the perfect setting for your recovery journey. Oakwood Health and Rehab offers a wide range of rehabilitation services, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, all aimed at helping you regain your independence and quality of life. Our experienced therapists work closely with you, guiding you through your tailored exercises and activities that promote health and healing. But it's not just about the physical well-being. We believe in nurturing the mind and spirit too. Our enriching recreational programs and social activities ensure that you stay engaged and connected with your fellow residents. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. That's why our caring staff takes care of everything, from medication management to delicious chef-prepared meals that cater to your dietary preferences. Discover the warmth and support of Oakwood Health and Rehab in Bedford, Virginia. Our team is here to welcome you with open arms and provide the exceptional care you deserve. So don't wait. Call us today at 540-425-7800 to schedule a tour and learn more about how Oakwood Health and Rehab can be your partner on the road to recovery. Oakwood Health and Rehab. Neighbors caring for neighbors in Bedford, Virginia. We look forward to caring for you. And welcome back. So, Vicki, I'm going to ask you the question of the day that I ask all of our guests.
Okay.
How long have you been part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition? And what do you think is the biggest benefit of being a member?
We have been a partner for 3 years.
Okay.
We joined 3 years ago. The advertisement, the billboard offer was huge for our fundraising event. We had a great spot. We had a great billboard. It looked fantastic.
Awesome.
Also, this podcast.
Oh.
Right here.
You're my favorite. You're the first.
Yes, you're the first person that's mentioned the actual podcast while being on the podcast. So that's pretty cool.
The train did not agree. Yeah.
No, I think it approves. I think it's like, yes, best podcast.
This podcast has been one of our biggest advertising tools for the special programs that we do ever so often. I've been here for my Elves for Elders program. Mm-hmm. We had a huge response because I have Christmas trees I put up in all the Bedford libraries for people to take a tag and go buy a gift and bring it back to us. We have about 600 people we provide Christmas for.
Okay.
I've been here for my fundraiser, the Taste of the Derby.
Yes.
I've been here just to speak in general, like today.
Yeah.
This right here.
Awesome. Well, that's my favorite answer. Sorry, Will.
Yeah.
That's my favorite answer. So actually, you both had really great answers today, and they were different than we've heard before. So that's really good. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. Battle of the Bands this Saturday. Make sure you're there from 5 to 9. And also, if you're interested in being a sponsor of Talk Local to Me, those pre-roll and post-roll commercials you heard could be you. We also have a train sponsor. So every time that big old train blows through, you know what? We're gonna mention you. So make sure to tune in next Wednesday, and we will continue to talk local to you.
CVABC.org.